Right then folks, we are back. First day at work, kind of. It is, what day is it today? It's Sunday today. Thank you for all the kind messages on the last video. Obviously, if you don't know yet, my van has been, well, the front of my van has been destroyed by a lorry and some of the side of it as well. But I'm okay, that's the main thing. And like a lot of people said, it could have been a lot worse, so I should be grateful really, shouldn't I? Actually, I was going to say, a lot of people said, oh, we should set up a GoFundMe. And all this sort of stuff to help me pay for it. Honestly guys, I'm fine, I don't need that. You've seen how hard I've been working for the past sort of year, so I'm perfectly fine. The money's not the problem, it's mainly just customers that I can't get to and just kind of being stranded. I don't like feeling like I'm letting people down, I don't like people waiting for me. So that's the only thing, that's the only problem really. It's just there's a delay in work. If you do want to help, just carry on watching the videos, give this video a like, and that's more than enough help than I need. And finally, before we begin, you can also purchase a t-shirt if you feel so kind. This has been months and months and months and months in the making. So I've been through various different companies. Sorry, noisy here. Been through various different companies trying to get this merch sorted, but the quality's been bad or something's not been right with it. Finally I found one that's good. So I've been wearing the shirts for a while. A lot of people have noticed in the videos, they're saying, oh, is that the new merch? Yes, it is. Yeah, well spotted. So yeah, there's a few different designs on there. I'll probably release some new designs every like 3 months or something. I'll have that link up on screen now. Yeah, purchase a t-shirt or a jumper or something. It will help me out and it will just go into making the videos better and stuff like that. So without further ado, let's crack on with this job. Some of you may remember this job from probably 12 months ago actually. Anyone remember this? I mean, it looked a lot better after I cleaned it 12 months ago. But this was actually the first job that I ever used this machine with. So this machine from Spinner Clean, it's the Slipstream Pro 20. And this is where I debuted the machine. And I actually walked it, I think I walked it all the way down from my house, did I? Or did I have the van then? I can't remember. But yeah, so I had to put it into the back of Kev's car today and get it down here. But luckily we only live up the road anyway, so yeah, it's actually worm infested at the moment as well. So look at all these worms. They're literally everywhere as well. So yeah, that's quite unusual, isn't it? There wasn't any worms here last time, but yeah, let's get into the job. Let's go. Okay guys, it's been quite a while actually since I did a real-time pressure washing video, so the vast majority of this job has been filmed in real time. I know a lot of you guys enjoy that, so yeah, just skip ahead to certain parts. I'm just cutting in the edges on this first part and then I'm going over it with the flat surface cleaner. I do hop in every now and again with some little tips and I'll show you a few things sort of while I'm cleaning, so yeah, enjoy folks. Thank you very much for watching. So I thought I'd mention as well, in the 1 year birthday of my pressure washer, if anyone was considering buying one of these and they were sort of on the fence about it, or they were waiting for my sort of review on it after I'd used it for a while, it's an amazing piece of kit, bulletproof. I've really seriously never had an issue with it. It's performed brilliantly for the year that I've had it, so I would highly recommend that machine. From Spinaclean or any of the similar Honda based engines, they are the bee's knees. And to be honest with you, the only reason for my upgrade is basically just to get it mounted in the van. I mean, I could attempt to take that off the frame that it's on and mount everything in the back, but I just thought, you know what, I might as well get a new one, because I'll go for a slightly bigger pump as well, because that one's 15 litres per minute. I'm going to go for a 21 to 25 litres per minute pump, just to make, because I get a lot of bigger jobs now. I thought I might as well upgrade the machine a little bit, but for stuff like this, you can't beat it. It's a perfect machine for it. So I mean, I'll do pretty much all of this job in real time for you, so you can see exactly sort of how long a job takes. But something this size, 30 minutes, and you're sort of done, not including setting up. Call it an hour and a half to do a job of this size. So it's seriously, it's like, you make your money back so quickly with stuff like that. So my method with the flat surface cleaner, I'm not sure if I've spoken about it much. I think I touched on it when I cleaned a school in one of the last videos, but I'll divide the job up into like quadrants. I'm like, right, I'm going to start over here, then move into the middle, then do this sort of end part. I won't try and just do the entire span of a driveway or a patio in one go. I just find there's more chance of you missing stuff. So I'll do one straight run sort of up the sort of area that I'm focusing on, and then when on the way back, I'll sort of cut over half of what I've already done. Again, just minimising the chance of missing anything. So with natural stone patios like this, with limestone, sandstone, things like that, there can be a lot of different colours that are sort of popping up throughout the clean. So if you try and tackle too much at once, there's a very good chance you'll end up leaving some, because the colours will always sort of blend into one almost when it starts getting dirty with all the dirty water that's being forced out. And the last thing you want is to be packing up all ready to go. The surface starts drying out and you go, oh my god, look at that line that I've left, or look at that big blob of dirt that I've missed, or bird poo, or worms in the case of this job. Yeah, very odd that, isn't it? So yeah, just take it slow, divide the job up into sections, and then you will be done in no time. So yeah. So first part already done, that was only a few minutes, look at that. and I'm pushing through onto the middle phase of the job now. And I forgot to mention sort of at the start, you want to be using as low pressure as possible to clean these sort of natural stones. You don't want to put too much high pressure on them, you don't want to be forcing too much of the jointing out, you don't want to risk etching the stones, anything like that. Keep the surface cleaner moving and keep the pressure low, and if needed at the end apply your chemical treatment. But fortunately this stone is only just over a year old, while the patio, the stone's much older obviously, but the patio is only a year old, so the stones were cleaned last year by me as well. No need for chemicals on this one. I was getting confused the first time I cleaned it with the brand new stones on there. I was like, why is there green on some of these stones? It's actually just been sort of absorbed and it's bedded. There's nothing I can do. I treated it multiple times last time to no avail, so unfortunately some of the stones have just got a little bit of a green tinge to them. But recognising stuff like that does come with experience, so yeah, don't be afraid to make some mistakes, because you definitely will, and there is some scenarios where you just can't win. There's a few little stones on this where that is the case, but yeah, however, majority of the job is coming up perfectly and amazing. And before I go as well, probably the biggest pressure washing tip for anybody: when you go to view a job, when you're going to sort of do your first quote on it and have a little scout around and see what's what, I strongly, firmly, wholeheartedly believe the first thing that you should look at on that job, before you even consider how you're going to clean it, look at the drainage. Identify where the drainage is around the job. Is it slanted towards that drainage? Is it slanted towards the house where there's no drainage? Is it slanted towards the grass where it's going to flood and cause you issues when you're trying to rinse off at the end? Drainage. It's the number one thing to look at, and that should really dictate how you price the job, because a job with bad drainage could make that job go 3, 4, 5 hours overboard sometimes. I've been there. You guys have seen some of the videos on the channel when I've just been left with a pool, like literally a swimming pool. No, that is horrible. This job is a prime example of you just can't get better drainage than this. It's all the grates, all the the drains. Come on, Sid. All the drains are at the base of the property where it slopes down towards. It's just perfect. So there was no flooding of the grass. Everything was completely fine. The rinse off was so easy, and it's things like that which heavily dictate my price on the job, because sometimes the rinsing down and the cleaning up at the end can take longer than actually cleaning the surface, especially when you've got small patios like this. You can clean them in minutes, within 30 minutes, but that cleanup, rinsing down, all of that stuff, that can end up taking you like an hour, 2 hours. So yeah, number one thing to look at, my biggest tip from Patio exterior cleaning today, is drainage. Right, now I know all the pressure washing guys out there are like, oh my god, Sid, get a ball valve, what are you doing? It takes so long to switch between your tools every time, and blah 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 blah. I'll show you, I've got one. It leaks like crazy, so I need to get some tape on it. But again, it's just one of those 2-minute jobs that you just seem to never get round to. I will though, I've got time now, haven't I? Because this is like the only job I could do, so I'll move all this stuff out of the way. Pop that there, Oh, look, here's my little bag of goodies. Waiting until I get a really posh toolbox, but there you go, here's my valve. Look, it just leaks like crazy from somewhere, so I need to look. It's brand new, but I don't know. Have I got it set up wrong? Someone tell me. Anyway, what am I doing? That's what we want. So yeah, this is what I have to do every single time I want to switch guns over, which is, it is a bit annoying, I've got to admit. So yeah, maybe that 2 minutes I should spend taping that thing up will save me about 2 hours of doing this over the course of a couple of weeks. I just noticed my predicament as well. This grass is really soggy, so when I rinse all this off in a second, I'm going to have to move all this stuff out and then rinse again, I think, because it's going to get loads of mud on it, but we'll see. It's me again chiming in probably for the last time of the video. So just the final rinse down now. You will have noticed then, if you were watching, I just turned the revs down on my machine. That's something I recommend doing when rinsing off. If you keep the revs up high like you would normally when you're just cleaning, the force of the water comes out a little bit too much for rinsing off sometimes, and you kind of just like blasting too much water down into gaps and stuff like that again. So I like to turn the revs down quite low. I use my X-Jet M5 gun to rinse. I find this like the best thing for rinsing that I've got. I don't like using a lance, it's too cumbersome. With the X-Jet, it's just a nice little handheld gun, so I can basically just rinse off the walls easy. I can get under furniture if I had to. The stuff that I couldn't move from the job, I can rinse the walls down nicely. Everything's just nice and easy with that handy little gun, and the pressure's really low on it. And you can adjust the nozzle as well, so you can have like a straight jet if there's any stubborn marks left on it, or you can turn it into like quite a really wide fan jet actually. So that's what I use. I find it the best rinsing tool I've got. So yeah, turn the revs down, you'll get a nice sort of relaxed flow then. Obviously you can turn the revs up a bit if there's still some stubborn stains, or say you're doing block paving, there's loads of mud, you need to try and like shift that mud down. But yeah, for stuff like this, there's not too much left on it, it's just a bit of dirt really sitting on the surface, so nice low pressure rinse. Happy days, all done, jobs are good, and see you later. So yeah, nice one. Okay, so just did like a really slow rinse on that because I want to drain this bin as much as I can. But yeah, that's all done. Basically, I've just got to drag this back over. It's going to make a mess again, and I'll just rinse that off. But yeah, now if anyone remembers the previous video a year ago, this down here was completely stained, and I put chemicals on it to try and get it off, to no avail. It literally, I think I put neat hypo on that, and it did not take it off. So there's not really much I can do about that, unfortunately. And the rest of it, it's got some sort of organic staining which is like into the stone. I remember I was having some issues with it before, but yeah, for the most part it looks lovely, doesn't it? So yeah, spot on. I'll just move that stuff and do the final rinse. Okay, can you guys tell I'm all out of whack today and all disorientated? I've just done a second rinse down and still haven't put the furniture back on. So now I've got to put the furniture back on and do a third rinse down. Right, I've lost a limb, guys, about that, man. So right, let me do that and then I'm done. Cool.